To see the Year 2 FairyTale plays today. Such an exciting day after such an exciting week too of our Live Wire Festival. Hands up, boys and girls, if you have had a wonderful week so far. Fantastic, hands down. And we still have one day to go. And finishing off your FairyTale Unit Year 2s, you all look fantastic, and I know you practiced really hard and you're going to do a fantastic job. I know there's a few nerves, mums and dads too, but that's a good thing and you will do a great job. So thank you for your hard work, practicing for your FairyTale plays. Mums and dads and special guests, thank you for coming in this morning. I'm sure you'll thoroughly enjoy this morning. So I'm going to pass over to Mrs. Pearson, who's going to introduce our first play.
Still for the boys and girls.
Just kicked it. Okay, so first up we have 2D, who are going to be presenting the Gingerbread Man. Give them a round of applause.
Once upon a time there lived a little old man and a little old woman. They lived all by themselves.
I'm going to make a gingerbread man today. This is his head, here are his arms, and here are his legs. He can give you 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth as well. Now the gingerbread man is ready to be cooked. I will put him in the oven.
The little old woman put the gingerbread man into the oven to cook.
I can smell the gingerbread man cooking. I will see if he is ready to eat.
So the little old man opened the oven door. Out jumped the gingerbread man.
The gingerbread man is running out the door. He's running very fast. Stop. Run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. Stop, gingerbread man. Come back. Come on, let's go up. He's running too fast for us. We can't catch him.
The gingerbread man ran on and on. He met a cow.
Stop. I want to eat you.
Run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man.
Stop. Come back here.
I've run away from a little old man, a little old woman, and I'll run away from you too.
Stop. Come back.
The gingerbread man ran on and on. He met a horse.
Stop, I'm going to eat you. Run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. Stop, come back here.
Then the gingerbread man came to a river.
I can't get across this river. The horse, the cow, the little old woman, and the little old man are coming. They'll catch me. They want to eat me.
A sly fox came up to the gingerbread man.
Gingerbread man. I will take you over the river. Sit on my tail. I can see where... Oh, no way. Gingerbread man, you're too heavy for my tail. Sit on my back.
So the gingerbread man climbed onto the fox's back.
Gingerbread man, you're too heavy for my back. Sit on my nose. I can see where we're going now. We will soon be across the river.
But the sly fox tossed the gingerbread man up in the air. And that was the end of the gingerbread man.
From 2T we have the 3 little pigs.
Once upon a time there were 3 little pigs. They lived with their mother in a little house.
You are grown up. It is time for you to go and make your own house. Goodbye,
So off went the 3 little pigs. The first little pig found some straw.
This straw will make a good house. I'll make my house out of straw. Goodbye, brother. Goodbye, brother. Let's go on down the road.
Soon the second little pig found some sticks.
These sticks will make a good house. I'm going to make my house out of sticks. Goodbye, brother. I'll go on down the road.
The third little pig walked on. He found some bricks.
These bricks will make a good house. I'm going to make my house out of bricks.
The third little pig worked and worked all day.
The sun is going down and now my house is ready to live in.
The next day, a big bad wolf came out of the forest. He looked in the house made of straw. He went up to the window.
Little pig, let me come in. No, not by my hair or my chinny chin chin, I'll not let you. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down.
And he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house in.
The big bad wolf will get me. I will have to run to my brother's house.
The first little pig got to his brother's house just in time.
Help me, go to the big bad wolf. Come in, come in, the big bad wolf will not get you in here.
The wolf came to the house made of sticks. He looked in the window.
Little pigs, let me come in. No, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. I will not let you in. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down.
And he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house in.
My brother, the big bad wolf, will blow the house and we will run to our brother's. Help us, brother, let us in. The wolf is coming. Come in, I'll lock the door. Little pigs, let me come in. No, not by the head of my chinny chin chin, I'll not let you in. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down. The big bad wolf cannot blow this house in. I'll burn down the chimney. The water in this pot is very hot. I'll take a little and fall into it. Oh, here he comes. He's coming down the chimney. Look out. Here he comes. He's in the pot. Quick, put the lid on.
And that was the end of the big bad wolf.
Up next we have 2P and they're going to be performing the 7 Foolish Fishermen.
Once upon a time, 7 men from the same village went out fishing together. They were all good friends. Their names were Tom, Matt, Harry, Jack, Will, Ned, and Sam. When they came to the big river, they each chose a safe place to fish from.
Let's spread it out. That way we will all catch more fish. I will fish from the bridge. I'm going to fish a long way down the right bank. I'm going to fish a long way up the river and fish from the left bank. And I'm going to fish from under this propeller. And I'm going to lean against this large rock. I will fish first. I will lean
was time to go home, they all met together on the bridge. They were very pleased with themselves because each man had caught 1 or 2 large fish.
We are the best fishermen in the village.
They walked back to the village singing.
7 men went to fish, the river. 7 men, 6 men, 5 men, 4 men, 3 men, 2 men, 1 man, and he spoke, went to fish the river.
Stop! That reminds me. Have the 7 of us all come back from the dangerous river? Perhaps one of us fell in and no one noticed.
Tom is right. Steady over trees. I'll count to make sure. Tom, 1, Harry, 2, Will, Jack, 4, Will, 5, Ned, 6.
But Matt had forgotten to count himself.
Only 6? How dreadful. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's not good. Right. I will count it all again to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
But just as Matt had done, Harry forgot to count himself.
Only 6? Oh, how dreadful! I didn't know I was down at dangerous river.
1, 2, 4, 5. Only 6? It mustn't be true. Oh, what an awful thing to happen.
I'm going to count. I'm good at counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The 7 foolish fishermen turned and ran back to the river to search for their lost friend. But as they hunted up and down the riverbanks, they found no one. When they met together on the bridge, they all began to weep and wail.
What shall we do? What shall we do? One of us has been swept away and drowned in the river. Oh dear, oh dear.
At that moment, young Robin came running along the road. He stopped beside the 7 foolish fishermen on the bridge.
Why are you all weeping and wailing? Whatever is the matter? 7 of us are out, and the 6 of us have come back. I think you should count yourselves again. Show me why you are so sure that only 6 of you are standing here on the bridge.
I'll show you. Get in a row, everyone. Let me count you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
There, you see? 7 of us set out this morning, but only 6 of us have come back. Will you give me a couple of your fish if I found your lost friend? We'll give you all our fish! Now, all get in a row. Stand still. When I come to you, you must count aloud. Are you ready? I'll start with you. Tom, 1. Matt, 2. Harry, 3. Jack, 4. Will, 5. Ned, 6. Sam, 7. 7. Robin counted 7 of us. Thanks, young Robin.
Robin has brains.
No one has been drowned after all. Hooray! Here are Robin. Take our fish.
We have time we need one of you to carry home.
Thanks, everyone. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Robin.
The 7 foolish fishermen went home together, and as they went, they sang,
Seven men went to fish, went to Fisherman. 7 men, 6 men, 5 men, 4 men, 3 men, 2 men, 1 man, and 12 went to Fisherman.
Perhaps they're still singing, still learning how to count.
Okay, thank you. We now have 2D with Goldilocks and the 3 bears.
Once upon a time, there were 3 bears. They all lived together in a house by a forest. There was a great big father bear, a middle-sized mother bear, and a little baby bear.
I'm Father Bear. I sit in this great big chair. I'm Mother Bear and I sit in this middle-sized chair. And I'm Baby Bear and I sit in this little chair.
Upstairs, there were 3 beds.
I sleep in this great big bed. I sleep in this middle-sized bed. And I sleep in this little bed.
One morning, Mother Bear made some porridge. She put it into 3 bowls.
I have this great big bowl of porridge. I have this middle-sized bowl of porridge. And I have a little bowl of porridge. This porridge is too hot to eat. Let's go forward. Let's go forward in the ferry.
While the 3 bears were out, a little girl called Goldilocks came to their house.
I want to who lives here. I think I'll go inside.
Goldilocks went over to the table. She tried the porridge in the great big bowl.
This porridge is too hot to eat.
Goldilocks tried the porridge in the middle-sized bowl.
And this porridge is too hot to eat.
Then Goldilocks tried the little bowl.
This porridge is just right. I'm going to eat it all up.
Goldilocks went over to the chairs. She tried the great big chair.
This chair is too big for me.
Goldilocks tried the middle-sized chair.
And this chair is too big for me.
Then Goldilocks tried the little chair.
This chair is just right. I'm going to sit in it. Oh no, I've broken it.
Then Goldilocks went upstairs. She tried the great big bed.
This bed is too high for me.
Goldilocks tried the middle-sized bed.
And this bed is too high for me.
Then Goldilocks tried the little bed.
This bed is just right. I'm going to have a rest in it.
Goldilocks lay down in Baby Bear's bed. As soon as she was fast asleep, after a while the 3 bears came home. They looked at their porridge.
Someone's been eating my porridge. Someone's been eating my porridge. Somebody's been eating my porridge.
The 3 bears looked at their chairs.
Someone's been sitting in my chair. Someone's been sitting in my chair. Somebody's been sitting in my chair. And it's break it.
Then the 3 bears went upstairs. They looked at their beds.
Someone's been sleeping in my bed. Someone's been sleeping in my bed. Somebody's been sleeping in my bed. And here she is.
Goldilocks jumped out of Baby Bear's bed and ran out of the house as fast as she could go. And the 3 bears never saw Goldilocks ever again.
Okay, lots of excitement for our next one. We have 2T with Puss in Boots.
Once upon a time there was a miller who had 3 sons. When the miller died, he left them everything he owned.
I am a miller. I will be a miller. The doctor is mine and you can work for me. All I have is this old cat. We have no home, Puss. What are we going to do?
Then to the youngest son's surprise, the old cat began to talk.
You have always been be kind to me, so does that say from now on, and I will make your fortune. Get me a hat, a pair of boots, and a bag.
The youngest son did as he was told.
Here you are, Puss. Here's a hat, some red boots, and a bag. Now I am Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots hurried off with the bag over his shoulder. At last he stopped at a field and pulled up a carrot.
I'll put this bag down here with the carrot inside and hide behind the bush until a rabbit comes along.
Soon a rabbit hopped into the bag and then Puss in Boots pulled the string tight.
I'll take this to the king. I know he likes rabbit stew.
Off went Puss in Boots to the king's palace.
Here is a present from my master, the Marquis of Carabas.
Every day Puss in Boots took more presents to the king. He said that they too were from his master, the Marquis of Carabas. Puss in Boots had a plan to make his master's fortune.
Go down to the river for a swim. If anyone talks to you, say you're the Marquis of Carabas. I'm going to hide your clothes.
No sooner had the youngest son waded into the water when the king's coach came along.
Help, help, my master, the Marquis of Carabas is drowning, and her clothes have been stolen. Stop the coach! Stop the coach! Save that young man in the river! Don't let him drown!
The king's men ran to save the youngest son from the water.
When his son was my clothes on the box from the back of the coach, helping dress.
When the miller's son was dressed, he looked very fine indeed.
Father, do ask the young man to ride with us. Marquis, join us on a ride around my kingdom.
The youngest son climbed into the coach and sat beside the beautiful princess. In the meantime, Puss in Boots had raced ahead of the coach. Soon he came to some men who were cutting corn in a field.
When the king's coach passes by, say this cornfield and all this land belongs to your master, the Marquis of Carabas. Yes, we will just as you say.
A little while later, the king's coach came to the cornfield and stopped.
Who owns this cornfield and all of this land? It all belongs to our master, the Marquis of Carabas. You own a lot of land.
By now, Puss in Boots had reached a huge castle which was the home of a cruel giant.
I've been told that you can turn yourself into any animal you wish.
I can be a lion. Just watch me. Roar!
Puss in Boots tried not to show how frightened he was of the fierce lion.
That was amazing, but could you turn yourself into a tiny mouse? That would be hard to do.
That's not hard. I can do
In a flash, the giant turned himself into a tiny mouse and scuttled across the floor.
Good, now I can catch him and eat him up.
Just as Puss in Boots was washing his paws, he heard the king's coach stopping at the castle door.
Welcome to the home of my master, the Marquis of Carabas. Do come in and please stay for dinner.
The king and the princess enjoyed the food and wine.
So, will you let me marry your beautiful daughter? Oh, Father, you must say yes. I'm delighted that you want to marry my daughter.
The miller's youngest son and the princess were married the very next day, and they lived happily ever after with their cat, the clever Puss in Boots.
let's keep going, but we now have 2P with the animal band.
Once upon a time there was an old donkey who lived on a farm.
My master doesn't want me anymore because I'm too old to carry heavy loads. I must go away before something happens to me.
So the donkey hobbled off down the road.
I may not be strong enough to work, but I do have a very strong voice. I will go to Bremen Town and sing to the people there.
The donkey had not gone far when he met an old dog resting by the side of the road.
Hello, dog. What are you doing here?
My master doesn't want me anymore because I'm too old to go hunting with him.
Can you sing?
Yes, I have a very fine voice.
Then come and join my band. I'm going to Bremen Town.
So off they went together down the road. They had not gone far when they met an old cat.
Hello, cat. What is the matter?
My master doesn't want me anymore because I'm too old to hunt mice.
Can you sing?
I have a very sweet voice.
Then come and join our band. We are going to Bremen Town.
The donkey and the dog and the cat went on down the road. Soon they saw a rooster standing on a fence post.
Hello, Rooster. What is the trouble? You look upset.
My master doesn't want me anymore because I'm too early in the morning.
Then come and join our band. We are going to Bremen Town.
The donkey, the dog, the cat and the rooster went on down the road together.
We're near a forest and it is getting very dark.
Let us rest by this tree. We are all tired after a long walk. Let me keep on this rooftop man. Can you see anything, Rooster? I can see your house with the light in the window.
We could go there for a night. It's getting cold out here.
They made their way through the forest to the house.
Quiet now. Stay back here. I'll have a look inside the window. There are some fierce men sitting at table eating and drinking. They have big sharp knives with them and sacks of gold.
They must be robbers.
They will kill us. I have an idea. I know how to scare the robbers.
The donkey told them his plan and they all listened carefully.
The light has gone out. The robbers must be asleep.
Good. Now I'm going to smash the window with my big hind leg. Smash, crash, jump on my back, dog. Cat, climb up onto my back. Rooster, climb and stand on my back.
We must look like a big scary giant standing out here the window.
Yes, you're right. Now we can really scare the robbers. Ready? Sing loudly.
They made such a noise that the robbers woke up in the fright.
Now, what's that sound like? There's a giant coming through the window. We have to get away. Let's run to the forest and hide.
Donkey.
The robbers have gone. We gave them such a fright they won't come back.
And from that day on, the four friends lived in the rose house and were often heard singing their song together.
Okay, up next from 2D we have Tale of the Turnip.
Once upon a time, an old man planted some turnip seeds. The sun shone and the rain fell, and soon the seeds began to grow. But one turnip grew bigger than all the others. It grew and it grew until it was enormous.
Let's have some turnip soup. I'll go to the garden and pull up the enormous turnip.
The old man pulled and pulled, but the enormous turnip would not come up out ground, so he called to his wife to come help him.
Wife, please come and help me pull up the turnip. I will hold up to you. And I will hold on to the turnip.
They pulled, and they pulled, and they both gave a shout. But they still couldn't make the big turnip come out, so the old woman called to the little boy.
Little boy, please come and help us pull up the enormous turnip. I will hold on to you. And I will hold on to the old man. And I will hold on to the turnip.
They pulled, and they pulled, and they all gave a shout. But they still couldn't make the big turnip come out, so the little boy called to the little girl.
Little girl, please come and help us pull up the enormous turnip. I will hold on to you. And I'll hold on to the old woman. And I will hold on to the old man. And I will hold on to
They pulled, and they pulled, and they all gave a shout. But they still couldn't make the big turnip come out, so the little girl called to the cat.
Cat, please come and help us pull up the enormous turnip. I will hold on to you. And I will hold on to the little boy. And I'll hold on to the old woman. And I will hold on to the old man. And I will hold on to the turnip.
They pulled, and they pulled, and they all gave a shout. But they still couldn't make the big turnip come out, so the cat called to the mice.
Mice, please come and help us pull out the enormous turnip. We will hold on to you. And I'll hold on to the little girl. And I will hold on to the little boy. And I'll hold on to the old woman. And I will hold on to the old man. And I will hold on to the turnip.
They pulled, and they pulled, and they all gave a shout.
Yes!
And this time, the turnip came out. And that night, the old man, the old woman, and the little boy, and the little girl, and the cat, and the mice all had turnip soup for dinner.
Ready? Up next we have The Little Red Hen by 2T.
Once upon a time, there was a little red hen. She lived on a farm with a duck, a dog, and a pig. One day, she found some wheat.
I will plant this wheat. Who will help me? Quack, not I. I am going to swim in the pond. Woof, woof, not I. I'm gonna run in the field. Oink, not I. I'm gonna roll in the mud. Then I'll do it myself.
And she did. The little red hen planted the wheat all by herself. Soon the wheat began to grow.
I must water the wheat. Who will help me? I like it in the pond. Woof, woof, not I. I like it in the field. Oink, not I. I like it here in the pond. Then I'll do it myself.
And she did. The little red hen watered the wheat all by herself. Soon the wheat was ready to cut.
I must cut the wheat. Who will help me? Quack, not I. Woof, woof, not I. Oink, not I. Then I'll do it myself.
And she did. The little red hen cut the wheat all by herself.
I must make the wheat into flour. Who will help me? Quack, not I. Quack. Woof, woof, not I. Oink, not I. Then I'll do it myself.
And she did. The little red hen made the wheat into flour all by herself.
I must make the bread. Who will help me? And she did. The Little Red Hen made the bread all by herself. When the bread was baked and ready to eat, the Little Red Hen took it out of the oven.
Allow me to eat the bread. Quack, quack, I will, here I come.
And the duck came running out of the pond.
I will, here I come. Whoop, whoop.
And the dog came running out of the field.
Quack, quack, here I come.
And the pig came running out of the mud. The Little Red Hen looked at the duck, the dog, and the pig.
I know you will not. You do not help me plant the wheat, or water the wheat, or cut the wheat, or make the flour, or make the bread. So I will not let you eat the bread. I will eat it myself.
And she did. The Little Red Hen ate all the bread herself.
From 2P we have Chicken Licken.
Once upon a time, Chicken Licken went for a walk in the forest. As she was walking on the oak tree, an acorn fell on her head.
Oh, the sky is falling. I must go and tell the king.
So off went Chicken Licken to see the king. On the way, she met Dark Luck.
Where are you going, Chicken Licken? I am going to tell the king that the sky is falling. I will come with you.
So off went Chicken Licken and Dark Luck. On the way, they met Goose Loose.
Where are you going, Chicken Licken and Duck Luck? We are going to tell the king that the sky is falling. I will come with you.
So off went Chicken Licken, Dark Luck, and Goose Loose to see the king. On the way, they met Turkey Lurkey.
Where are you going, Chicken Licken, Duck Luck and Goose Loose? We are going to tell the king that the sky is falling. I will come with you.
So off went Chicken Licken, Dark Luck, Goose Loose, and Turkey Lurkey to tell the king that the sky was falling. They walked on until they met Fox Locks.
Where are you all going? We are going to tell the king that the sky is falling. Well. You can come with me. I will show you the way. Oh, thank you, Fox Locks.
Fox Locks took Chicken Licken, Dark Luck, Goose Loose, and Turkey Lurkey down the road, past the trees, up the hill, and all the way to his den. Fox Locks went inside.
Come on in.
By Little School saw Chicken Licken, Dark Luck, Goose Loose, and Turkey Lurkey.
Don't go in there. Fox Locks will eat you. Run away.
Chicken Licken, Dark Luck, Goose Loose, and Turkey Lurkey stopped. They looked at Fox Locks' den.
Fox Locks will eat us. Let's go. We must go home. Come on.
Then Chicken Licken, Dark Luck, Goose Loose, and Turkey Lurkey ran as fast as they could, and they never did go and tell the king that the sky was falling.
Two more plays left. Next up we have 2D with the 3 Billy Goats Gruff.
Once upon a time, there were 3 Billy Goats Gruffs. One day, they looked up at the grass on the hillside. away went the three billy goats gruff. The little billy goat gruff came to a bridge first.
I'm going over the bridge to eat the sweet green grass on the hillside.
But a mean old troll lived under that bridge.
Who's that trapping over my bridge? It's me, the little billy goat gruff. I'm going over the bridge to eat the sweet green grass on the hillside.
Oh no, you're not. I'm coming to gobble you up.
No, don't eat me. I'm too small. My bigger brother is coming. You can eat him.
Very well then, be off with you.
So the little billy goat gruff ran over the bridge. Soon the great big billy goat gruff came to the bridge.
I'm going over the bridge to eat the sweet green grass.
So the middle-sized billy goat gruff began to go over the bridge.
Who's that trapping over my bridge?
It's me, the middle-sized billy goat gruff. I'm going over the bridge to eat the sweet green grass.
Oh no, you're not. I'm coming to gobble you up.
No, don't eat me. I'm not very big. My bigger brother is coming soon. You can eat him.
Very well then, be off with you.
So the middle-sized billy goat gruff ran over the bridge. Soon the great big billy goat gruff came to the bridge.
I'm going over the bridge to eat the sweet green grass with my brothers.
The great big billy goat gruff began to go over the bridge, but the mean old troll climbed up onto it to stop him.
Who's that trapping over my bridge?
Me. I'm Big Billy Goat Gruff and I'm going over the bridge to eat the sweet green grass.
Oh no, you're not. I'm coming to gobble you up.
Then the great big billy goat gruff put his head down and he ran at the troll.
You will not stop me. I will butt you with my big horns. Take this, and this, and this.
And the three billy goat gruff never saw the mean old troll again.
Our very last fairy tale play is from Tutti and it's Little Red Riding Hood.
Once upon a time, a little girl lived with her mother and father in a cottage by the forest. She was called Little Red Riding Hood because she always wore a beautiful cape with a red hood. One day, Little Red Riding Hood's mother put some food into a basket.
Grandmother is sick in bed, so I have packed a basket of food for her. I will take it to her and will let you find Grandmother's cottage. Then you must stay on the path and look out for the big bad wolf. He lives in the forest and he is always hungry.
On her way through the forest, Little Red Riding Hood met her father who was cutting wood.
But take great care, and if you see the big bad wolf, you must call me, and I'll come and help you.
But the big bad wolf had seen Little Red Riding Hood talking to her father. He ran all the way to Grandmother's cottage and got there first.
The big bad wolf is here, I must hide from him.
Grandmother climbed out of bed, tiptoed over to the cupboard and hid inside. The wolf came into the cottage.
I will put this nightcap on my head and climb into Grandmother's bed.
The wolf pulled the sheets up to his chin and waited for Little Red Riding Hood.
Grandmother's door is open. I will take this basket with you.
Little Red Riding Hood went inside. She looked at the wolf who was lying in Grandmother's bed.
Oh, grandmother, what big eyes do you have? Oh, the you is my dear. Grandmother, what big teeth do you have? All the better to eat you with, my dear.
Then the wolf jumped out of bed. Little Red Riding Hood ran up the door and down the path.
Help, Father, help me.
Little Red Riding Hood's father ran out of the forest. He saw the big bad wolf and killed him with one blow of his axe.
And you are safe now. But where is grandmother? Oh, grandmother, where are you? Here I have been in the cupboard hiding from the wolf. Father has killed the big bad wolf and we're all safe now.
And so, from that day on, Little Red Riding Hood and her mother and father and grandmother all lived happily ever after.
Well, weren't they fantastic? They were so good, and I certainly think there's some budding actors amongst the group. So can we please, or can you join me in congratulating the 2 students?